Okay, and welcome to Advent of Code Day 6. Yesterday was quite the day. I was so frustrated. I made a stupid mistake at how I parsed the second part of the inputs, and that cost me a lot of time just chasing my own tail because the code was correct. It just the input that it took was wrong. So to get over that, I made a small meme on Reddit, like this was the seed, and in part 2 you had to take like chunked blocks of 2 to form a pair, and instead I read it as, oh, let's make a windowed function out of it. So yeah, that was funny. It got over 150 upvotes, which was way more than I expected, so yeah, thanks for that. So I was glad, like reading through this, there were a bunch of people that had the same issue. Some people that saw this and was like, oh, okay, that was exactly the thing that I was doing wrong. When I get home, I'm going to fix it, etc., etc. So yeah, that was a fun one. I haven't cleaned up the code because yesterday was Sinterklaas in the Netherlands, which is like a children's holiday. It's what Santa Claus is based off of. So it's the 5th of December. It comes to its climax, and then you do gifts, etc. So yesterday I went home early, spent the day with the rest of the day with the kids, had some fun, did like some cooking together. Yeah. So one of the gifts that I got from my from Sinterklaas was this nice Red Bull Christmas sweater. I'm a big Max Verstappen fan, so there were some nice gifts in there. So thank you, Sinterklaas. So I figured I'd wear it since Sinterklaas has passed. Let's go into the Christmas mood, and yeah. So I didn't clean up this code from yesterday. I probably won't do that now. I really like the code again. It's just a shame that I was chasing my own tail for no good reason. So yeah, let's set up day 6 here. Not 06, day 6. If you don't know why I'm doing this, this is basically my helper class that reads in all the input from the site with my login credentials, etc. So I can just do input here and have the solution of the input data for that day available. I have a video on my channel that shows you how to do that for yourself if you want. But yeah, let's get on to reading day 6. Day 6 is called Wait for It. Okay. The ferry quickly brings you across Island. After asking around, you discover that there is indeed normally a large pile of sand somewhere near here, but you don't see anything besides lots of water and a small island where the ferry has docked. As you try to figure out what to do next, you notice a poster on a wall near the ferry dock. Boat races. Open to the public. Grand prize is an all expenses paid trip to Desert Island. That must be where the sand comes from. Best of all, the boat races are starting in just a few minutes. You manage to sign up as a competitor in the boat races just in time. The organizer explains that it's not really a traditional race. Instead, you will get a fixed amount of time during which your boat has to travel as far as it can. If you win if your boat goes the farthest. As part of signing up, you get a sheet of paper, your puzzle input, that lists the time allowed for each race and also the best distance ever recorded in that race. To guarantee you win the grand prize, you need to make sure you go farther in each race than the current record holder. The organizer brings you over to the area where the boat races are held. The boats are much smaller than you expected. They're actually toy boats, each with a big button on top. Holding down the button charges the boat, and releasing the button allows the boat to move. Boats move faster if their button was held longer, but time spent holding the button counts against the total race time. You can only hold the button at the start of the race, and boats don't move until the button is released. For example, time 7:15:30, distance 9:40, 200. This document describes 3 races. Okay, the first lasts 7 milliseconds. The record distance in this race was 9 millimeters. The second race lasts 50 milliseconds and the record distance in this race is 40 millimeters, and the third race lasts 30 milliseconds and the record distance in this race is 200 millimeters. Your toy boat has a starting speed of 0 millimeters per second. For each whole millisecond you spend at the beginning of the race holding down the button, the boat speed increases 1 millimeter per millisecond. So, because the first race lasts 7 milliseconds, you only have a few options. Don't hold the button at all, that is, hold it for 7 milliseconds. At the start of the race, the boat won't move, it will have traveled 0, okay? So if you hold it for 1, it will travel 6. If you hold 2, giving the boat a speed of 2 millimeters per second, then it will get 5 milliseconds to move, reaching distance 10. For 3 it goes to 12, 4 it goes to 12, 5 it goes to 10, 6 it goes to 6, 7. Okay, so you hold it down for 7 and then there is no 8th. Okay. Since the current record for this race is 9 millimeters, there are actually 4 different ways you could win. You could hold it 2, 3, 4 or 5 milliseconds at the start of the race. In the second race you hold the button for at least 4 milliseconds and at most 11 to beat the record. A total of 8 different ways to win. Okay, so you have 4 here, 4 here, 8 here, okay? So this is this minus this plus 1, because it's inclusive here. In the third race, you could hold the button for at least 11 milliseconds and no more than 19 and still beat the record. To see how much margin of error you have, determine the number of ways you can beat the record in each race. In this example, if you multiply these values together, you get, okay, determine the number of ways you could beat the record in each race. What do you get if you multiply those numbers together? Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. This is interesting because the range is so small that I really wonder what the twist for the second part is. Yeah, okay. Let's just do the test input first, even though I'm pretty sure there is something here that I'm missing, but let's see. Sorry for that. Let's overwrite the input. The input is this. Now it's our test input. Bum, bum, bum. So I can do, let's see, 2 lines as, no, and then I need to array, as x dot skip then start from x. Okay, like this. So now we have 2 lines, and then I need to parse those numbers. Actually, I don't need to overwrite the input. I can just say var data is this. Let me just do it like this. And then I can do as int to reduce. Let's see. This is, it's already a list. That is fine. Okay. So now I can do list int. These are the durations. List int length like this. So now we have this parsed. Let me just do this, and then I can pass it data like this. Was declared by the grid smart abstract. Okay. Sure. I'm getting into my own way here. It's fine. I'll just do it like this and write it here. I'll clean it up later. So now we have for int race is 0, races is data zero dot count, actually data but length dot count. We small those races like this. Okay. If data dot length dot count not equal to data dot durations dot count, throw new application exception. Data length mismatch. Okay, so we have that tested just in case there's a parsing error here. So we do int len int this and dist. So no, dist. So length is races race dot. No, let's see. It's data actually. Data race dot. Oh no, it's actually it's a pair here. Data dot length race like this, and distance data dot this durations. Okay, I messed these up because it's duration and distance. Let me just do it like that. So, and this is I'll just call it time. Duration and distance. Okay. And now we need to make sure that these map out. And I think it's actually a table that we can calculate. So we can do max time is data dot durations dot max. Let me see, because it just increases, right? So you have for every second it adds 1. So it will do 2. Yeah, I don't even need to do that, I think. Because basically you go for int use time. Actually, you can use speed because that's also the same. Is 1 speed smaller than time minus 1, because if you hold it for the full duration it won't matter at all. And then we do plus speed, and we also need to know, I think it will be that it will only keep going up, and after that it will go down and it will never go back up again, because it will follow like this shape. So we once the next value goes down, it's actually once we drop below the target it's fine. So let's do list int valid hold down times is new. Let's do it like that. So and now we do because the value, it's actually so int distance travel this basically takes in a int total length int hold down time, and this becomes total length minus hold down time. So let me see, if you hold it down for 1 second you get 6 seconds of travel, so that is fine. So this is the travel time times hold down time. So I think this is correct. So if distance traveled, let me just we have another variable here for traveled. So we can do traveled is distance traveled dist, comma, no, time, comma, speed. If traveled larger than distance, because this is the distance we need to beat, we do valid hold times add speed. Else, if traveled currently, valid hold time times counts larger than 0, break. So if we have records and we stop beating the time, we can just stop because it's no need to process the rest of them. So now we can do console.writeLine raise this one, raise +1, can be beat with values, and then we dump them out here. Right. So let me make sure that is on screen. This will be valid hold down times count. Values will be string join, comma separated valid hold down times. Okay. So this should dump out the data that we are looking for, and I think this is fine. And just need to do clear here. And actually we need to do list int hold down sums is new. No, actually we can do a long hold down sum is 0, and we need to multiply times each other. So I can do hold down times is hold down times count. So now we do control writeLine part 1. Let's format this, and we have hold down sum. Right, I think this I need to make sure that we run day 6 code here. Let's see if this works. Boom! Input string not a correct format. I need to split those. I always forget that. So what I want to do is actually make this one here unmovable. I can do string and do split white space as input, and I just do this, and then we do input dot split by white space. No, split by ASCII white space as integers. Okay, let's just do this. I think that should be it. Boom. Okay. 288, is that correct? Let me see. 288. So yeah, our code is correct. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 till 11, and 11 till 19. Okay, so code is correct, it's all fine. Let's run this on the real input. So now we bypass the test input and just enter input here. See what it spits out. Boom. That's a large number, but it's fine. Woohoo! Part 1 in the bag. Okay, that was pretty easy. Let's see. As the race is about to start, you realize the piece of paper with race times and record distances you got early just has had very bad kerning. Okay, that's like the spacing between letters. There really is only one race. Ignore the spaces with the numbers on each line. Wait, what? So the example from before now instead means this. time and distance. Ah, okay. So that's a way bigger number, but that's still fairly easy. Now you have to figure out how many ways there are to win this single race. In this example, the race lasts 7 blah, okay? Okay, I don't think this is a meaningful change. Maybe I'm not seeing the difficulty here. I'm just gonna, nah, that's not. Actually, will I? I'll just do this. Like for part 2, I'll just write a different as statement here. So I'll just do, and then I do string join and parse, which is stupid, I know, but I'm feeling a bit stupid here. This. No, that's already correct. And then I just do long the parse like this. Yes, and this then becomes actual. I wonder if it's. This won't be a list of int actually. Ah, I see. I need to do it like this. Okay. This is very ugly, so let me just do a new long and make it even worse. Actually, it's still int range, I think, right? Yeah, the values are still within int range, so that should be fine. Oh no, just the multiplication in the end. So this is fine. I can just do a new int. Actually, and do int parse. Same here. New int. Sheesh, I'm making this out. Okay, you know what? This is just not happening. Let me get back to the drawing board. What am I doing wrong here? So I have a bunch of numbers here, and for me now this just becomes because I can't just do that, right? I can just do data dot durations, so string dot join durations, and then do int dot parse. This is valid, and I can do data, so int kind of just want to alter it here. So I can do data, this is for duration, and we have the same for distances, and I can just do int. I already have these later on, so let's just put this here. I can just use the temporary variables here, so this will be time equals this equals this, and then I'll do data.durations.clear, data.this is clear, data.durations.add time. It's just quick and dirty. I will refactor this later, but I just want to knock out this value now. And data.distance.add like this. Okay. I think if I run this again now, wait. Ah yeah, this is a test input, right? Okay, let me see. 750, did I have it correct? I should not print it all out, but I can't even find it here. 701, yeah, so it works. I just need to make sure that I don't print it out here. So let's run it on the real input. I need longs now. Let's see. Are you gonna use the same brute force approach for P2 as well? Yeah, why not? It's fairly easy and the range is small, so I don't see why it wouldn't work. It's not like yesterday. I don't have the same overload for in 64s, so let's do this 64 as well on 64. Why is it complaining? As in 64s. Okay, fine. Program day 6. And we can do this with longs as well. Okay, and there's our answer. Woohoo! Part 2 done, as you can see. Yeah, so somebody asked in chat, are you going to use the same brute force approach for part 2 as well? And it's not really, well, it's not really a brute force, I think, because it just goes over the range, and it's, I've did it in a smart way that I don't consider everything, and like, it will make this, let me see, it will make this shape, right? So if this is a threshold, once you start recording values here, once you don't get any more values, you can stop and you don't have to consider this entire range. So, so yeah, I just check this range, and you could probably go to the middle, see where it drops off, and then do some educated binary search guesses, or yeah, you could actually do like binary search over the range and try to narrow down the sections where it works, because you know that the section where you win is actually contiguous. So what you could do is do it in a binary search way and split up the search space there, but it runs so fast because it's so little data. Can you solve it with math? No, I don't know the formula, if there is one for this. There might be, but I'm not aware of it. So how I could improve this would be to implement a binary search here, so that you would actually, so what you can do is, you have the entire range and you just split it. So you do, how would I do this? So you have like long, actually I don't have longs here. I should probably also use longs there. Let's see. What you could do is divide this search space in half every time. So what you could do is so you do int no, long speed is time divided by 2, and it truncates because it's integers, so that's fine. And then you do if distance traveled is larger than distance valid. Okay. now we have to found the point, else search before plus after. I just need to see how I would write this down actually. It would be fun. Let's see. So if you do this, first you need to find it. So you will always need to take like a left and right and then keep looking. Hi, I'm a bit late. Did you solve part 2 already? Yes, I did. Sorry. So what I did is I basically parsed the data, and I had a small MS Paint up to show the reasoning. Like if this is the entire range of data, this is the baseline that you want to beat. The graph that it will make is something like this. Like this will always be the shape of the scores that you get. So what I do is I start from here, from the first value, and I'll try to record till I start adding values. Then once I no longer get a value, if I have recorded any values, I will stop and not process this part. And that's my optimization, to just not do the entire range. And that works out just fine, because the actual data range is so small that it's not compute intensive at all. So these are fairly easy numbers to do with a modern processor. So it completes before you can even do something. But then I was asked, like, can you solve this with math? And my answer to that is no, because I don't know the formula to actually do that. But what I could do is improve on this even more by using binary search. Because as I've drawn here, once you get a value, you'll know that all the values that you're looking for will be connected to that value. So my idea would be to do a binary search, take the entire space, do it in half, and test if we found a value. If so, fine, and we'll start dividing all the other spaces as long as we will find more values. So if you go to the left, as long as we find values, we keep dividing this and then map out the space in a lot less iterations. So first we need to find our core, and that would be this one. Hi, nice to meet you. I have a very hard time understanding programming C# to be specific. This year I bought an expensive C# course. I still have it and will continue learning from it. Ah, okay. Well, investing in yourself is always a good idea. Something that I would really recommend, Harvard CS50. The video. There's a video on YouTube, and I think it's this one.
Step into Wix Studio.
I need to switch. I'm not logged in right now. I will make a post on my channel. So if you follow me, I will make a post after the stream with a link to a 25-hour-long course from Harvard that does an introduction into computer programming, and it will teach you a lot of the basics that you will need to learn any language, and it's a great place to start. And in my opinion, C# is one of the friendlier languages to learn. I also have a Discord, I think I have it linked there. So if you run into something that you're like, I really don't know how to proceed, you can also ask me there and I will try to see if I can help you. But I think C# is a very powerful and friendly language. Also, if you want to do Advent of Code, I have a video on how to make your life easier. Let me drop it in the chat for you to watch later. And this one will go over how I set up this base class here. So I have a solution class, and this one will automatically download the input that you need to solve the problem. So you don't have to worry about copy pasting, making errors, etc. So this will just pull the data, your specific input, because it's tailored to yourself, from the website. So you don't have to copy paste and set that up. And then you have just a base class like this. I set up this empty example here that inherits from solution. So it gets all this data that's programmed here. And you just set the day that you want to solve in this base class constructor. And then it will know which day to pull in. After that, I do some stuff here like 2 lines and as. These are extensions that I wrote myself just to make life a bit easier. And I think I also have that linked somewhere. So this is just a bunch of common stuff that you do with parsing that makes life easier. But it might be, thank you so much, I will join your Discord server today. Yeah, no worries. So these extension class is actually like a simple way to solve the basics of parsing, etc. So like here, skip. This is very easy logic, but you just don't want to write it every time. So this will just look for something you specify, walk up to that, and then just discard this stuff in front. So yeah, as I said, the binary search, I'll need to figure out a bit how to code it, because you need to recall it recursively. So I can do, actually I can do void search left, long min, long val, and I can do func, long bool, best. I think is that useful, because what I want to do is I need to call myself basically. No, let me see. I need to do this differently. Like, I know the concept in my head, but it takes a bit of time to figure it out, a way to write it down, because you have long lower bound, long upper bound, and these all initialize to speed right now. So lower bound is upper bound equals speed, and this can just be speed right for now. So we want to make sure that we expand our window. And first we need to find the actual valid range, and we don't know that yet here. Let me see. Because what you want to do is, if this is valid, else check left. So then we do, this will be the half between, the half actually of speed. So speed becomes half speed. And then we do the same. Match, else, keep looking left. I'll just write it out here and then I'll transform it into a function to make sure that I'll work it out. Yes, because this is the function that I need to pass. So basically it would be did I write it down somewhere? Let's see. So we do, it will return a long, and it will have a minimum value and a current value. So search left. So this will be min current, and then we need to have something to evaluate that, and that will be a func. We can also do the threshold here. It's fine. Threshold. So if I can actually do it like this. If distance traveled, comma, if distance traveled, and this will be current, and this will be I need to have the full time here. So will be time checked by half the current. So if this one matches, let's see, if this one matches, we do return. No, I can do, actually this will be a do loop. While distance traveled, sorry if I'm not making much sense right now, I'm trying to work it out in my head. This will be current, no, this will be time, current, and we do current divided by 2 is larger than distance. Actually, while this one is smaller than distance, then we do return current, right? So this one should search left for our value until we find something that matches. Actually, we can do it as a while loop so that we can also check the current value. So we do while this, we do the opposite. While it's not, while the value is lower that we were looking for, then we make it smaller. And so we do current larger than 1. Actually, I think larger than 0. Yeah, because 1 divided by 2 will become 0, and then it's fine. Okay. Oh, we should probably make sure that we, if it's 0, that we do another check, but this is fine. We have search right. Actually, I think we could just implement this here, because we can do we do this with speed, while speed larger than 0, and this will be speed, and then we divide speed console.writeLine lower bound speed. We probably need to search up or down 1. Let's just get rid of all of this because it doesn't matter. And then we start at this again. So we can do lower bound is speed. And then we need to do the same but upper to the upper range. Actually, we first need to find the value. We first need to make sure that we find a hit value first. So we first need to search for a value that is in the correct range, and then we can search from there. So yeah, let me just do this for now. Then we do while. Oh no, this one will first get our value here. So if speed larger than 0, found, else search upper half. And after we've done that, then we need to widen it and do the negative so that we keep searching while we're in range. So here we will make sure that we will keep doing this while we're below the threshold, which is fine. Found lower range, so we can do lower bound is speed, and then we need to do the same the other way around. Lower bound is upper, like this. Else we need to do this part, and then we need to actually let's just do half this. This speed is half. Because now we need to divide up the search space between the end and half, which is annoying, because that will be speed plus equals speed is, no, let's see, speed is no, the full distance in this time is time minus speed divided by 2. Okay, getting there, sorry. And it will be, let's see. So if we have 10, we're at let's say 8. That gives us 1 in the search space. It should be time minus this. So it's time minus this to divide the next search space, right? Let me think. Oh yeah, and from that set we need to walk in 2 ranges again. Oh yeah, I do the wrong thing here, because in this while loop you need to search both sides again. Man, because this one will just, if I could, let me do MS Paint. Because what I do now is I divide it and then I check this part, and then I divide it again and I check this part, but I don't, this section doesn't get checked. So I need to, after every step, I need to look both sides again. So that's why I need to have a recursive function, but I'm just wrapping my head around how to write it actually. Okay, I think I'll do this later because I have to do something with my family. I'm just noticing the time now, and I told them, oh, I think today will be a quick one. So yeah, I will do this, I think, tonight when I have some more time, and I'll make sure that I write the binary search properly. But for now, let me just comment out this section and make sure that the code that I wrote still works. It's so easy to get lost in time and when you're having fun. So let me just run this, and that's a big number. I can't remember if that was the right one. Yes, that was the answer that I got. So I didn't break anything, so that is fine. So yeah, maybe that I'll stream. Maybe I'll stream this later tonight when I get some more time, because I'm having fun doing this stuff. But yeah, today was very, very straightforward and easy. It's just funny. I know the principle of binary search, and I can paint it out. I can do it by hand. I just need to make sure that I wrap my head around how to write it, but it's not coming to me right now. Because basically you need to have a function and then divide, look in both ways, and then branch off. So you need to write it as a recursive function. But I was trying to first write out the first sections here, but yeah, I'm running out of time. So I want to thank everybody for keeping me company. I think the Discord link is in the video. If not, I'll make a community post. So if you're following me, you should be able to get that data later. It's same as the CS50 course from Harvard, which I really, really, really recommend. So yeah, it was a fun one, easy one today. I think this is, so far this has been the easiest day probably. I think the concating of these numbers gave me more, because I was messing about with that in a not so clever way. Like, this is so ugly. So I should probably have just like stripped out the spaces and then parsed it, but yeah. It's fine. It's fine. So yeah, thanks everybody for keeping me company for a bit today. Lots of new names in the chat, so that was nice to see. And maybe see you tonight, and else tomorrow morning I will be doing the next day for Advent of Go. Bye bye.